Hey, little bugs, it's Roslynn back. Starting off with my daggone podcast, trying to do two things at once. I guess I can't sit up here and chew gum and walk at the same time right now. So, different things is just taking place. But anyways, I hope everybody is all having a blessed day. Um, Getting back in the groove of things of, starting to be able to go back in my chats, making videos, and just trying to move forward. The topics of today will be exiting the cosmic womb, cosmic womb, ascending through frequency of freedom, and higher selves towards next level consciousness may feel overwhelming, which we've been going through a lot of, but it has a reason for all this happening. Hey, Annie, thanks for stopping through. And having responsibility for relationships and values to align with your destiny, your future destiny. How you been doing, sis? It's good for you to stop by and join me. It's like a good one. Yeah, just trying to get all this stuff done. And just trying to get everything done. I'm trying to do two things at once. It was getting frustrating with me. The weather here is kind of crazy, so the signal may be, kind of crazy, in and out, in and out, in and out. But we've been going through all these major changes that has been just giving us that powerful awareness through spiritual, emotional, mental, verbal, where you're doing a lot of intense clearing. Especially during that blue moon phase. Oh my God. And I know that one left a lot of people overwhelmed. It left you confused, probably aggravated. You had mixed emotions that was carrying and stuff like that. But it's just be able to spotlight different things that you need to pay attention to, that's coming to your life that's very beneficial, even when you feel like it's not. Because, like a lot of times we can embrace something that's very negative, but it can, when you take that moment just to chill, and just to chill and just broaden it, like maybe, wait a minute, everything that's coming in my life is teaching me something about myself, my surroundings, the people, the company I keep, what frequencies that I need to probably take up a notch and all that. It's all about reflection of healing, coming to that powerful acceptance that that can be very beneficial. It's like, yeah, I don't understand. It's like, I don't understand. A lot of times because you're venturing in that vibration where you're blossoming to bloom within the new part of you, and a lot of times we don't even realize, subconsciously or unconsciously, we can still be holding on to that vibration of what we're so accustomed to holding on to. And from when we're allowing ourselves to go through that subject of transition and change, perception, I noticed also, yes, you have to be able to shift the views of it. If because you can go against yourself and actually comfort yourself through those moments of change. And a lot of times it's hard for us to be able to change when you don't like the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because some of us are just like, what, I just want it to be like it is. This is just okay. Because some people they get uncomfortable when they got to face certain things they don't want to accept. But these things, I know a lot of people are like, what, I appreciate, these things, even the harshness that comes in your life where it just feel like it's really challenging you. You're creating that strength when you're allowing yourself to keep moving, no matter how heavy that vibration may be. You're like, look, God, just protect me through all these these different changes, make me stay woke, where I feel asleep at, I'm sleeping on myself. You're creating very healthy boundaries. You're allowing yourself to say no when you mean no, doing things because you want to, not when you feel like you're obligated to, and not, allowing yourself to go back into those backpedal in certain things that's not even aligned with you anymore. Because a lot of times we get frustrated when things are entering our lives because we're not wanting to align with that. We're not coming to that point where, what, I may not know what the heck this is, but let me go ahead and allow myself to reintroduce myself to something new, because you never know how beneficial it is if you allow yourself to, connect in that vibration of, transition. Because we've been going through a heaviness, a lot of that, lately. It's like I move slowly. Girl, me too. It make you frustrated. Like, damn, why do I gotta keep going through all this? And then it's just like the ego want to come back and want to play main character when I said, you look, you are understudy that need to stay the hell quiet over there. Just be that understudy over there, because there's a lot of different things you may see that may come up, that resistance will come into when you're new, when that's something new is, coming out the shadows and stuff like that. You have to be able to appreciate it, being able to see everything that is teaching you something. A lot of different people come to your life to love you, help you learn different things, to teach you things, hurt you, break you in any kind of way. And you're supposed to see that all as a blessing. A lot of times, depending on what the situation is, it's hard to do that. It's like I hurt myself because of it. Yeah, because a lot of times we don't know even the harshness is some kind of blessing in that way, because it's pinpointing a lot of things you may not have been able to see on that last journey or on that last level. They're giving you a lot of different context clues on a lot of different things you may have overlooked before. Yeah, because I learned a lot, but still slow. It's like always like pushing the slow button. We got that slow moment on, and then slowly punching that mess. And it can happen at times. It can be very frustrating. It can be very frustrating. And these are the things that are just shedding light on things that these are for your benefits. You need to know this. And a lot of times we go against that because we're, if you stay focused on one thing too long, like, I don't understand. I've been there. It's like, are you allowing yourself to be open to all the, the vibrations that's coming in to learn, help you learn, or are you staying focused on one particular thing? Because a lot of times you stay focused on one thing, you miss out on so much. Is that good, to put in words? It is. It is, because a lot of times we're fixated on one thing and not realizing universe is sending all different type of things into our lives to a great benefit, because he sees that you never gave up. Even though there was times you wanted to give up, you may have took that moment just to, breathe for a minute and then jump back on that horse. And he sees that, he sees the different things that tries to go against you to detour you off on certain things or hinder you in some kind of way. And he sees that you keep going. There'll be days that you get frustrated with your own self. You be getting mad about things that ain't even, why are you getting mad about it? You get mad when you see a bird outside just chirping. That's what they do. It's like, why are they over here chirping like that? And it's just like everything will seem to work on your nerve at that time. It's like, I don't know how to take all, it's like at the same good thing. It's creating something of a new, even when it's like something that you're like, oh my God, can you just stop? Just stop. That's how my kids say, just stop. Get it together, get it stopped. But those are the things that is showing you, stay focused on what's important to you. Stay focused on what is relevant, towards your life. These things are in that to benefit you in so many ways, but it's just up to us to be able to tell the difference, because a lot of times we feel like universe, God is punishing us. And it's not even about that. It could be something we spoke into existence, or, vibrations that we keep allowing to connect with us in that way, or you just still in that vibration where you're pay attention to things that's not a factor anymore, instead of staying focused on what's going to take you somewhere. And those is just like, like, yeah, I see it, and just straight, pull that little matrix situation, like, let you bypass that way and just keep it moving. These are the things that's beneficial towards your life at all times. Okay, I see one person on here, and there's like 4 people here. I appreciate the thumbs up, but can y'all come in and say something, or can y'all please exit the building that way? Please. That's like creeper. I don't like that. So can you please come in and say something? Even if I'm not talking about a subject that you may be understanding or you even relate to, it would be good when you can say hi, because sometimes it made me feel like those are the enemies that's just watching and waiting for me to say something so you can block. So that's very rude. So yeah, it's like, it's scary to be in the unknown. Yeah, a lot of times we fear what we don't see that's coming around the corner, and a lot of times that's for your best benefit anyway. That is really truly for your best benefit, because a lot of times, there's sometimes where we wish, like, when is that abundance gonna come in? I can't wait to see how it unfolds. If we knew exactly how word for word, point A to B, C, everything was going to unfold, how certain things going to take place in your life, there wasn't nothing for you to be thriving for. Like, girl, I got 2 weeks, a day, and, in a different time zone, and it's going to be right here. I'm good, and then you are not going to put in that effort. It's like, to you say you look like you figured it out. Oh yeah. And then, I didn't solve it. No, I mean, it's just, we're all on that vibration of, learning to know, what I'm saying? Being comfortable with, just like, it's okay for you not to have the exact, coordinates of what is going on. Hey, Carl, thanks for stopping through and saying something, because there's still 4 people in here. And there's only 2 of y'all that's on here saying something. I don't like when people just watch, But yeah, I hope you're doing good today. Did you have to work today? Because I know I've been busy doing this, that, and third. So it was like, I'm here. I actually just got here. So much love to you and everyone out there. Thank you. I was like about 4 or 5 minutes late. I was doing different things that I was trying to get done, but I was like, oh, it's all right. I'll just go ahead and get to it later. Is that you understand it very well? Well, Andy, I've been doing this for a minute, and I'll still be learning. There are certain things that I don't know, but I'm open to it. That's the path of enlightenment, is when you don't know everything and you can still learn something new of the next day. Yeah, and that's what you have to do. There's so many different ventures that, there's things that comes up that's trying to catch your creative eye. Like, hey, we need you to venture down that way. But like, wait a minute, hold up. I've never been down that vibe. I've never been at that situation. I don't know how to experience that. I don't know how to take that new experience. But just being able to have that courage to do it. Because, universe guides us towards new things where, yes, it's okay to be scared. You hold that fear. But when you're being open, like, hey, this new thing, I might enjoy that. Even if it's something goes totally against the norm for you. There's just like, sometimes that path does take different detours you're being guided towards, And it's like a lot of different things that I'm trying out. I actually enjoy that. I try to, create myself, within that thing when I'm having to do multitask, and it can get frustrating for me, but I'm still okay. So I found oat milk, and my kid, and they did cheese and was like, yes, you're right. I know you. I'm like, It's just been crazy though. It's like different things has been crazy towards everybody in their life. You probably having more deja vu moments and stuff like that. And it's just so many different things. It's just like always working, going to quote the kitchen remodel tomorrow. Okay. Oh, you redoing your whole house? Is that what you're doing? And it's like, it never ends. So, but I'm thankful I can help those that need it. Yeah. It's just like, even when things seem like it's not really unfolding for us, but then you never know. It could be going through that when you're connecting with other things in your life or other people. That could be where you're being guided to, even when things are just not going the way you expected them to. So, hey, Miss Cherry's a good evening, Empath fam. Good evening. How are you, Miss Cherry? I hope all is well. Yeah, just talking about different things, that we've been going through, that change that really challenged. Yes, it's stressful to redo. Yeah, it is. But a lot of times, it can be frustrating, especially if you're that type of person that don't like starting over, because a lot of times that can be very frustrating when you have to start over. It's like, do I need to start over? It's like you type up a paper and then you hit that one button, it erases everything. I've done that and it made me really pissed. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. But maybe it was meant for that to happen in that way, because you never know when you have to redo things. Yes, it's very, frustrating when you have to, go through stuff like that. And when those things take place in that type of way, you don't know what new vibration, what new insight, what new information, anything could come out of a new that you may have not been expecting that time, but it came out on that second time. So we have to be open towards that. Maybe we had to redo that part because there's certain things we may have looked over. I don't know what to belong to me, I guess. Not sure. I don't know. It's just you finding yourself through many different things you're connecting through. And those are the things you have to be able to be open towards. Much love to you too. Thank you, sis. But yeah, you're going through all these different things. You're learning more about yourself, the things that you're being guided towards, the do's and the don'ts, just being very, just taking mental notes, being observant, but not absorbing anything, and just being able to appreciate the good and the bad needed at that time. That's going to be beneficial towards the ways of, the change that's taking place. So it's just like when those things happen, you have to be able to be open to whatever, universe is sitting your way, and just be able to take it all in, because you don't know where it may be taking you to. And sometimes it get real quiet, it can get eerily quiet, when things were going on. Because like today, I didn't know if I was going to be able to, want to do videos today. Because this weather is being really crazy. Like I tell people, I said on, even on uploads, I just pushed out. I said if the signal gets kind of bad, it's because the weather is acting crazy right now. So I was just like, do I want to do it? And it's like, go challenge yourself. If it don't turn out right, you can always, go back and start again. And it's like, I get anxious for no reason. It's like, I don't understand. Well, I know why, but I lost my energy to calm down. Hurricane. You talking about the weather hurricane, or you just talking about venturing off on new things and they made you feel like you're in a hurricane? So I'm trying to be, I don't want to assume that you're talking about, because I don't know if you're talking about the weather or you're talking about how you're looking out on your situation. Because there's a lot of times if you are being redirected towards something that's very foreign to you, that's human nature. Hey, Miss Allison, thanks for stopping through. When you're being redirected towards a foreign path within your life, it's okay. It's normal to be scared, be fearful. But this is like rich rising supreme beings. Thank you. Much love. It's like, much love to you. Namaste. And these are the things they want you to be able to get excited to experiencing new things. Sometimes I'm the type of person, if I do things, the same way all the time, I lose my interest in it. I have to be different, to go about it. Because like, look, if I really want to stay committed to this situation, I got to be able to change how I do it, or just take a break. Because a lot of times you have been on a certain vibration for so long. Oh, it's a hurricane time. Where are you? Oh, I'm in Georgia. We got a storm. It's been acting crazy. But what is it I was gonna say? That's just a normal thing for when you're being guided towards something new that you have not had, past experience with. That can be very frightening, but you never know. It can be very beneficial to you if you allow yourself to try. Because sometimes it's like, if you tried it, and every time you tried in different ways and it just didn't work for you, at least you can say, you know what, I did try. But sometimes it's like you move one step, oh, it ain't working, I guess it wasn't meant. I'm like, don't give up so fast. You never know what is, maybe around that next stop sign and around that corner. Yeah, it's like LOL, it caused the move slow. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I say if things start getting pixelated, y'all already know I just probably got to, stop and then restart another time. So as you already know, electronics can act crazy during those times. I'm just making the best of it. It happens. It has a reason for happening the way it does. But, yeah, you're going through all that. But it's just like we're all going through a major change. If when it was like, I think it was like the 20th through the 22nd, or it was like the 21st through the 23rd. It was like intense moon changes, like back to back. And I was just like, you know what? This has got me overwhelmed. It makes me feel like it's trying to take me out of existence. I cannot, and it's like, I cannot. Yeah, it's just, all those different things. It's just, it really can make you just want to throw your hands up. Yeah, it's a bad connection. I apologize if it is. Let me see if it, let me see if I turn my other stuff off with it. Hopefully it'll work. Because if not, I might have to just do it another day. But at least I told y'all, hey, we're going through a very bad weather right now, so it's just like the connection may act crazy. But if it keep acting that way, I'll just have to end it and take it towards another day. At least I can say, hey, I'll push through it. It's time to go ahead and go that back to back. I mean, we can have have a break. And you said no, it's okay. It's mine is bad. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know, but it's just I just try to shut things down, and see if that could, interfere with the signal as well. Especially with my vibration is just like very heavy today. Not in a bad heavy, but it's heavy in a good way. So yeah. So sometimes, and even with us getting together, that energy will conflict. Let me go ahead and light my daggone sage up again. Put this right. Like, But everybody's going through that major change. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's dense. It's like, but yeah, we're going through many transitions right now, and it's like there may be certain things that you maybe in cloudy, very cloudy for you. That you may have not really understand what you're being guided towards, but it's like when you allow yourself to shift your vibration. If because sometimes we don't realize the vibration that we take part in can be a vibration that is very pessimistic when you're not giving it a chance to unfold like that. It's like very, and yeah, it's good. So yeah, because mine is just like, I've been, just being open and just projecting positive out. So it's like my energy is very, it's not heavy, not heavy in a negative way, but it's like when you're open towards consuming something that's beneficial to you, it can conflict with different things. And mine usually does that at electronics. Mines get bad at that times. So, but yeah, we're all going through this change. I'm just like, I'm taking that energy out. But yeah, you're going through these different changes is where you're starting to get spotlight of different Easter eggs. Like, hey, how long it's been sitting here? Like there could be like a movie, for example. Watch, you have a favorite movie. Yeah, it's like, I do better, but I'm overwhelmed. You heavy but clear. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate it. But yeah, if you're that type of person and you're moving further in your path, you may be like, okay, this is okay, but I'm very apprehensive because I don't know, and different things, you're being led in different directions and it may feel different. But if you have that vibration of where it's like doomsday to you, that's when that resistance comes up. And when you're resisting that, you know what I'm saying, is blocking you when you should be moving swiftly. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you always got to be like, you know what, you tell the universe, I know you're guiding me towards something that's going to be beneficial to me, positive, maybe even seen as a blessing. I'm being open to that. I'm gonna let you know I'm scared though. We already know you're scared, but you're allowing yourself to move forward with that and just have the best expectations for it. But it's just like, okay, we're all moving in different sequences, right? If you're allowing yourself to be open, what you're allowing yourself to be open to. If you're okay with, okay, I may not understand this change that's taking place, because you go through changes every day. You'll see a big shift in your life. You'll feel like something like, wait a minute, something off. It is like a couple of shifts went on in between those big intense moon changes through the atmosphere. A lot of things that came to your mind where you got a deeper understanding about it. You know what I'm saying? But when you resist that and already said, you know what, I ain't gonna like it. No, that's what I'm talking about. You can have that pessimistic vibration because there's some people that don't like change. They're okay with being, hey T, what's up? Thanks for stopping through. Yeah, you can be, there's some people that are okay with that change, or they got comfortable in it. But you were chosen for something bigger. So you can't get comfortable with change because, it's either you move or universe gonna move you. And I think you better choose yourself to move, because if they do it, it's gonna be like, damn, what's wrong? And be like that. So they're wanting you to be open towards it. And a lot of times people are just comfortable because some people fear what is not being shown, not being said, not being heard. They fear that. But this can be a powerful vibration for you that can really take you towards, like, it's catapulting you to where you expected yourself to be. So that's why they always say, be open towards the challenge of change. Be able to become your own challenge. Even when you get frustrated and you're just allowing yourself, like, okay, let me woosah, take 3 breaths, and just chill for a moment and then keep moving. Like I was telling you, I was doing 2 different things at one time and it wasn't working right for me, but I'm like, okay, it's all right. I'll get back to it later. That ain't me. Usually I get mad as I don't know what when I can't get everything done at that time. But when I'm allowing myself to, it's okay. It can be adjusted. Be cool. Just stay focused on one thing. Then you're allowing yourself to be open towards different things, because a lot of times we don't realize there are certain strategies that will come in our lives just to see, how it'll feel like that speed bump. They'll come into your life just to see how you adjust to that change. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you could be that person that complains about every daggone thing. I used to get mad. It's like going with the flow. Yeah, you being fluid with it. Okay, it may not work right. Maybe you need to stay focused on it, because I'm doing 2 or 3 different things at one time. And I already fell short on a couple of minutes because I was late opening up my own chat. But it was just like, you know what? Okay, next time, just probably reschedule it for another time, or you just take off something and do it later after the chat if you still got that time, and it'd be okay. Because when you're allowing yourself to adjust to what is being thrown at you, that shows a lot to the universe. They're not resisting. I'm placing this little bit of chaos in your life. I'm gonna see if they're gonna really say, no biggie, let me allow myself to go. It's like force myself to face. But, but crap, I feel bad. Yeah, it's okay to feel bad. But a lot of times, you shouldn't have to force yourself to welcome change into your life. There's sometimes from the things we experienced in life, or either second guessing ourselves, I can understand why. We're all going through that thing where we're learning ourselves on many different frequencies, many different levels, and when you're allowing yourself to take notice in even how you change, even your thought process, like something could be coming up, like if somebody that's around you that wants to trigger you, universe is placing us in situations where you are breaking those old habits, those toxic ways and patterns and beliefs you used to have. So they're placing you in situations just to see, are you going to respond or react how you used to before you became in tune with the unknown, before you became woke, you allow, just sleepwalking, or you're going to allow yourself to say, oh, okay, and then take that middle note, but keep staying focused on what you're doing. They're seeing, okay, they're adjusting to what I'm doing. They bring those obstacles in our lives to help us create that strength to being able to know there are going to be days you're going to have that, and they want to be able to do it. It's like we're learning to be patient with ourselves. You have to be understanding, even with the things that, even with people, situations, words, vibrations, frequencies that come towards us just to create issues. There's a lot of different people that are like that. Misery loves company. The devil sends certain things your way, but also God will send them too. It's like, are they going to focus on that person or that situation or that vibration that's very irrelevant in their life, because they're way past that right now. You can become appreciative of that, or you're allowing yourself to take that mental note and see it, but keep moving forward. Like, oh, okay, that's what that is. All right, and just keep going. You ain't got to dig into it. You ain't got to smart remarks. You ain't got to do a little petty laugh or whatever. It brought to your attention, but, okay, it came to my sister. Hey, how you going? And then just keep moving. Then you'll see, even with the vibrations of your transition, of how you just reacted to a certain situation, that you were prone to just snapping every time. Like, why does this keep happening? Oh, this is getting on my nerve. But then you're like, okay, let me keep on doing what I need to do. Not even reacting to it, not being mad, not being upset, or being happy or mischievous or anything like that, but just seeing it, taking note, and keep moving forward. Yeah, it's hard to slow down, but these are those things that's teaching you have to be transparent with everything. You have to be able to, how they say, how's your concentration through stressful situations. Sometimes you go for those job interviews. It's like, how you deal with your stress? How are you able to, work through harsh conditions, through stressful moments and stuff like that? But this is where that change is coming through, because a lot of times when we haven't fully opened that door, like the levee haven't busted on that abundance that we're just like so worked on bringing into our lives, is where you're trying to force things to happen. That's when you're trying to you have to stop trying to control outcomes into your life, because eventually whatever's going to be for you is going to be for you no matter what. So they want you to be able to be, allow you to focus on be in the now, be present. A lot of times, being in human suit, that's a human experience. So a lot of times we want to know point A to point B to point C, but they say, don't you like surprises? No, I don't. I don't, but if I know it's coming from a genuine place, yeah, I can allow myself to adapt. It's like, I'm freaking good when I'm stressed out. It's like, how are you gonna be good? We sorry, but I'm like, it's not cool to feel that way. Girl, you a whole hot mess, but I love it though. In the long run, yeah, you have to be acceptant to change, because a lot of things you'll see, because sometimes you can be in that same loop and don't realize you done shifted about 20 times. But if you stay focused on what you are so past ready to let go of, that's where the problem comes in at. But this is right now. You are right now in the preparation of change every day. Being being grateful for everything that's been shown against you, whether it took you somewhere or it brought you back down. Brought you some joy and laughter and upset and pissed you off. But you just being accepted. You know what? This situation has really changed you. And then when they know, that's when change is taking place, because you can see how much certain situations changed you for the better. When you allow yourself to be stern, no mean no. I don't want to do that right now. Well, because a lot of people, when they don't want to see something good come out of your life, they will constantly try to inconvenience you. And then it's just like when you allow yourself to see it, like, you know what? Instead of being pissed off at them because of that, they did that. But God actually sent them their way just to see. They want you to be able to align yourself with what they're going to bring to your life. They want to make sure you are in that vibration to be open to accept things that are coming to you. So when they do that, they will send all these different, treachery, drama, chaos, toxicity in your life, and they're trying to see how you going to adapt to that. Sometimes you got to be able to cut like, oh, they ain't even a part of my thought process and not even on the same frequency. But I appreciate that though, and then just say, God bless, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for the situation, and I'm going to keep praying for me, but I'm going to keep moving forward, and a lot of times you feel guilt. Yeah. Because you're telling no, you have to understand people do the best for them. Now it's time for you to do the best for you. You know what I'm saying? And you have to understand there are certain things when it goes against you being manipulated. Oh, there was no problem. You should have you speaking how you feel, and that's you supposed to do that. But I'm just saying there are different things that are taking place into your life that you may feel like, why does it have to be heavy? Why do I have to constantly deal with toxicity every day? Why can't it just be a positive day? And you have to understand, and I have to remind myself at times, it's up to you to see how you want to see certain things. Because, a lot of times certain things will just happen, when things don't want to see you go, or there's things that they want to, you need to experience just to see how you are approaching that situation. And when you allow yourself to not be apprehensive, when the things are coming at you in that vibration, it's your choice to choose. Are you going to allow yourself to react, or are you going to allow yourself, even response with no response is a response, like, oh, I seen it, curve it, but duly noted, and just keep going. That's letting you know you will benefit the toxicity that came into your life. You will benefit off of what things and people and situations and relationships has tried to take advantage, and those are the things. Yeah. And it's just like, and you may not feel like it's a blessing now, because I was that type of person. Y'all, there's a lot of y'all that have been with me for a good minute. Y'all don't see different daggone sides of me. Universe guided me for me to be able to show people different sides of me. And those are the things that really irritated me. But you have to understand, the devil knows your weaknesses. He knows how to set you off. And there's a lot of people in situations that knows that owe you, even when you're not even there anymore. But you can allow them to be with that old person of where you were, even when I appreciate my toxic self, because it showed me where to create my own piece of positivity. I love the wars that I went against myself, because it shows me I already won the battle. I just gotta wait for that opening, for that that flag to come up. I appreciate the people that went and hurt me, because it showed me how to place a lot more love in myself. I appreciate the people that didn't like me. I'm not for everybody. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But there's people out there that really truly admire me because of how I have been honest and transparent about that. And those are the things that universe pays attention to. And then you'll start paying attention to how you have been, what you used to be, what you're trying to focus on changing, and what you're trying to become, and something that's coming your way you haven't even known. It's like, yeah, what's cool? is you keep walking, and that's why I saw years ago. Yeah, it's like nothing but the truth, Miss Lady. It is being true. You know, a lot of times you can benefit from the things that is sent to destroy you. It's just all about how you choose to look at those situations. Even when people, you know, I used to be that type of person. I can be positive all day, but off screen, I'll be still focused on all the hurt and pain that people caused me, the different things that I felt like they distracted me from or kept me away from. And it was just like you're doing exactly what they're doing, but you're doing exactly what they were doing as they were growing up. You know, we breaking those chains of what's been sent from family to family to family. It may not have ended, you know, started with us, but it's damn sure gonna end with us. You know, you breaking those cords that can't continue. There's so many people that feel like you can go through the worst of the worst and no love or positivity, nothing good can come out of tragedy. It's all about what you choose to see. A lot of times your tragedies are your blessings. People are like, wait a minute, what? He's like, your tragedy are your blessings. They are, because it shows you the part of yourself. Because a lot of times we believe that lie. Because anything that, you know, I'm like, wait a minute, they saying one thing, but it look like something else. Okay, well, you know, that's what they showed me. But then when you allow yourself to look at it in different ways, you'll start noticing things. Even if you don't, you know, you learn through those hardship of harshness. Yeah, being a victim, I used to play victim so damn well. And didn't even realize I was playing victim. Like, they did this to me, they did that, they did this to me, and I hate them for it. You know, now it's like, thank you. Anybody who had a cause for me being in the situation I'm in right now, whether I'm standing face to face with them on the phone, video chat, I ain't gonna change my tune. I appreciate what you showed me about my life. It may have hurt like hell on the things that I lost, but it's about to be replaced with something, you know, 10 times, 20, you know, million times better. Just because the fact is, I allowed myself to come accepted of what I needed to see that was true, that was once a lie. You know, it's allowing me to digest of what I want to make change in my life and grow from that, nurture that, flourish with that, heal through that, manifest through that. You're doing that. You know, in those times, it can get very heavy. It can get very overwhelming because we have stayed at a certain vibration for so long. And then when you change somewhere, hold, wait a minute. The hell? You know, like you be looking like, wait, what's going on? Especially if you're that type of person that don't like new vibration. You know, it goes against everything in the laws of nature, you know, and it's like, you know, well, what got out is I'm stronger than I am. Yeah, you are. And it says that is the tip of the iceberg. It is crap. Yeah, true. It really is. These are the things that you're learning through the wars that you had to go through. A lot of times we were at wars with ourselves because we didn't want to digest all those things that we seen within ourselves. Because a lot of times, I ain't gonna lie, I downplayed the hell out of my own self. It's like, why? Just because in certain situations you were placed in where people didn't value you, didn't see your worth, didn't recognize it, don't you change, don't you start acting in the ways they are. You recognize your own worth, even regardless that they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times these situations is connecting you to be a better person for what is following up for you. You know, a lot of times we've been in these situations where we're in toxic relationships, whether is with your, you know, your family, your siblings, you know, your co-workers, you know, your friends, your boyfriends, your baby mamas, your baby daddies, all these different things. These are the things you have to be appreciative of because it's showing you to be a better person. You know, you pray for other people that are still, you know, pushing out projection of toxicity, blaming everybody else except themselves. You got to pray for them because they're trying to curve that because they know it's not easy for you to take acceptance on the parts that you played within your own suffering or the things that you don't pushed out to other people, the things you have hurt other people with, you know, holding yourself is, you know, seeing that and you constantly kept blaming yourself. You know, those things are not easy to digest within your life because you had to be able to say, you know what, I caused a lot, you know, even though these things or these people caused a lot in my life, I contributed towards that. And when you can recognize that, that's where, you know, you don't flip the whole script, even on your former self. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of it all, I won't stop until I feel, okay, you shouldn't stop. It's like, baby, you a star. You already know. It's like you have to be able to keep going. You got to be able to keep going. Like, because there will be times that my heart be heavy, and I'm like, I'm trying to be as positive know how. And there's always some kind of resistance. But it's like that big question is, just because somebody placed that resistance in your life, why are you so willing to pick that back up? And I'm like, touche. Why am I willing to pick that up? Sometimes you got to walk over that. Allow yourself to walk over what you once tripped over. You have to be able to do that. Even when you about to say something, even when you write, shut up. Just shut up. It will end up projecting within itself. Allow yourself to keep going. You see what's taking place. You see how certain things are going in that certain way. Take a mental note, but keep staying focused. Yeah, you ain't got to react to everything that comes to you. Sometimes people bring a bone to take one back. I tell people that real quick. People are like, oh, Roslynn, they don't believe you. Oh, they said it's not true. I don't care. I'm okay with you not understanding my life. I'm okay if you don't know my whole full story. I'm okay if you're not being accepting of me. What is important is how I validate my daggone self. I don't care what you don't believe. I speak realness of what I see as real. I ain't convincing nobody of nothing. I always try to project something that's taking place in my life where it allows you to reevaluate what's going on into your life. I don't force nobody to see anything in a certain way. It's either you do or you don't. I'm okay. I always tell people, oh, well, I didn't know your experience was like that. And then you want to put that, what do they call that? And passive aggressive. I said, baby, it's all right. I mean, you can have your opinion, but your opinion ain't going to change my experience. How you do me is not going to change how I do me. It's just going to change how I do you. But I'm still pray for you. Just because I ain't your friend don't mean you gave me as an enemy. It's just you don't distance yourself. I don't place a distance, and you're doing that. It says when it's like resisting cause I don't know. Yeah, too short. You don't know. It's like learning that when keep it moving, no reaction means maturity. Yeah. When you allow yourself to still spoon feed somebody to try to bite you, and still try, that shows you. I mean, even there's times where I used to try to convince people of all the wrongdoing that was going on in my life. Stop trying to force somebody to see something. Because a lot of times, it's there and they just don't care. It's not affecting their life. It's not affecting their flow. It's affecting you. And that was the whole point, that they wanted you to be able to see. Because when people don't like you, or they're intimidated by you, or they don't like the change that you're going through, they will make each and every person that they talk to and see you in the way that they see you. And it's okay. Because I'm like, hey, you ain't sleeping with me. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. I really don't care. But I appreciate the fact that you want to bring that to my attention. That just showed me a lot about you and less about me. And you're going through that change. But everything you face, I'm telling you, when you get to that vibration, anybody who's on here that done seen Color Purple, you already see what Miss Celia and all them went through. Okay? And Whoopi, I forgot what Whoopi name was on that movie. But you see how Mr. used to keep her in those vibrations. Like he didn't want to see nothing good come for her. He was intimidated by her. Even though he called her all kind of names and made her feel like she questioned her own worth. Until that time she put her foot down. It was like, everything you calls towards you, put them devil fingers out. My mama say them fingers. See, as soon as I said that, the notification came up. Like everything you placed on me gonna come right back to you. And it's like not even have that vibration. Because I used to be that. I used to be that situation where I wanted to curse everything on you. But it's just like, don't even place bad on anybody's life. Because whatever you pushing out it has a habit of making you feel what projected out to other people. That karma hits deep at times. Allow yourself to keep moving, even towards the worst things that people try to place on you, or how they try to downplay what you do, or they want to, laugh or mock or criticize. It's okay. It's okay. That shows a lot about what they're wanting to let you see, and you still appreciate that, and those are things you have to allow yourself to appreciate, that you don't wish nothing bad on people. Because I used to be that person. I used to get mad, like, why can't people be direct? People be low key and acting like that for me, but trying to wait. I got people that listen to everything that I press out. Even people, there'll be certain people I probably talk on the phone with, taking notes. see how they can block something from me, you know? And those are the things, I mean, it hurt deep, you know, because these aren't situations that I would do. I was more of that upfront terrorist. People like, you are upfront terrorist. I'm going to be territorial in your life. I want you to know that. I'll be that person. I'm like, Dad, you act like you don't like me. I don't. I just really don't. I'm sorry, I don't. People laugh at me. They're like, Roslynn, why are you being wrong? No, I'm being wrong. I'm being truthful. Let me tell you why I don't like you. I'm not that type of person to throw the rock and hide the hand. I will throw a whole damn brick and we'll sit there and let you know, hey, I was just waiting for you to come out. I was just letting you know I threw that brick. So what's up? You know, I used to be that type of person. Now you have to be that person to see. Be very selective about where you place your energy on. Is this going to invest you? Are you invested in mess? Or are you invested in growth of truth? Those are the two things you got to be able to be very selective about what you're willing to place your energy on. Because a lot of times things will just do that because they don't want to see you do good. People do that. As I know you, it's like when you're trying to teach them something, you can't teach something they don't want to be taught. You cannot force a person. I always tell people this because they were like, nah, I stay in this situation because I need to guide them towards healing. That's where you really messed up at. I used to be that type of person. Maybe my love will create them to love me. No, if that mess ain't reciprocated, appreciate what it showed you and keep it moving. Place that love in yourself that they neglect to give you. When you learn to love yourself a lot more, you be very selective about what you allow yourself to accept in your life. What comes around goes around. Yeah, every dog got his day. It may be laughing like crazy, like a cackling hyena right now. But there will be a day when that projection just flipped. Everything is like, I say, oh, it's funny about how them tables are. They're like, what you mean? Because it turns eventually. And it'll be right when you least expect that, because there's times I've seen people place hate on me because I didn't go against that, or they wanted me to hate them. They wanted me to say something bad because they wanted to show how bad they wanted me to be when I wasn't. I've had that and I'm okay. I got enemies I don't even know because the vibrations other people have. That's all right. That's all right. As long as there ain't no enemy in here, I'm good. Because when you have those enemies out there, you working on healing that enemy within, you can't be touched. You can't be provoked. You can't. You just see it, okay, and keep it moving. But I'm still praying for you, though, and all those different things, and then you become more aware, even when people that you have loved and adored for so long, when you know that time is coming, that expiration coming up, when that shift goes on and you start looking at them in a different way, okay, that's my cue. Go. And you're like, damn, why'd you do that? Like you even had people on your social media. Don't like nothing. Don't like nothing, but watch every daggone thing you do. I've did that to people where I said, you know what? I don't interact with these people. I can love them. I don't have to have them on my social media because you got to be selective about what people you share with. Hey, what's up, philosophers? I'm stopping explaining. And I am stopping explaining and defending myself. Okay. But you ain't even got to defend yourself. Just let it fall. You ain't got to defend yourself, because there's a lot of times when we feel like they have to know the truth of our story. When you stop forcing them to see a certain way, because there's a lot of people that go out their way to misunderstand how they see you, how they hear you, how they talk about you. And that's okay. Because obviously there's something within your vibration that really they see it as a threat, and they're very intimidated by those things. And it's okay. They ain't got nothing to do with you. Even when you allow yourself, you have gone through so much. So much. It ain't, and I used to be that person. And you already know, you see things that I don't even talk about. It be hidden in plain sight and I still don't talk about it. There are people that know my situation. There are people that don't. And I'm okay with either one. As long as your vibration ain't changed to how you do me, I'm going to do you, we cool. We cool. I'm going to keep moving. Don't care about where I've been. Don't care about what, connects with me. It's about where I am and within my present. How I keep changing, keep adding towards more of my life, keep taking away, all those different things. I've been out in the street before where people I don't even know, I haven't even talked to in a while, come back and telling me my business about certain things that I know. They were like, well, maybe they got to fit. No, I know I've been talked about, but that's all right. I'm in that frequency of people wanting to know whatever on that gravy train. That's okay. I'm cool. Because what God's got for you, nobody can't stop. God don't bless nobody miss. If you moving in good intentions, it's always going to go good for you, even when it feels like it's not. You know, you got to keep it going. Keep it going. It's like, go ahead. You know, I said it's okay for you to make up a story about me if you want to add a little bit more to the context. It's okay too. I don't care. I don't care. It don't matter to me. It's like, you know, truth always outweighs the lies anyway. Deception does not always win. It may win at that vibration, but it's got to, you know, everything got to go to that flip, and it's going to start from the beginning. Because, you know, you see how different things is going on in the world. You know, how people, you know, they pay some notes and bags and stuff like that. Don't tell nobody, though. You know, and they feel like it's going to be quiet as kept. Then sometimes that cat get out the bag, that elephant start roaring that was in that room, you know, and that's it. But it's like every stage you're going through in your life, there will be some kind of admiration and appreciation. You will hold through anything that went against you, that made you go all for yourself. It don't matter who has your back, who goes against you. As long as you support you, it don't matter. Because you know, at the end of the day, you are your own best friend. You have to be your own best friend because you connected with this until God want to transition you and pop you up. You already know if you leave out of this early, or you know, you try to manipulate time and want to be out and ghosted, God got a dark sense of humor. He'll rebirth you as quick as you don't left. You know, came back out, and then it's like, shoot, it'll be more of a lesson when you create it. You know, he'll bring you back into a situation that you didn't want to be in. You know, you running away from. You know, all these different things that you're placing in. It's like, it feels kind of like the game called life. You know, a lot of times you can go through your situation, it can leave you in a confusion, like, why do I keep going through this? It don't feel real. Like, why does it feel like, you know, Ashton Kutcher, somebody gonna come out and say, ha, you on scare tactics, you know, or you on punked. One of those situations, because it don't feel real. And you already know, even though you may be going through the lamest, you know, game of shame or whatever you want to call it when you're moving. But there's something deep down inside, you know, everything gonna unfold. And it's gonna unfold better than they imagine, you know, than you ever expected. You know, things are gonna go good because the things that we got assigned to is not easy. Because there are so many people out in this world, it feels like the worst has happened and nothing good can come out of that bad situation. But they're using us for the people that, you know, what situations you've been in. There may be people that know your situation and knows your story, knows why you act, look, say things in a certain way because how you were treated, how you know, how you seen different things, which you were exposed to, you know. And those are the things when they show, you know, because everybody feel like that's the impossible. There is nothing good can come out of a tragic situation, but yet there's us. You know, there's us. You can tell your story and they'll be thinking like, damn, this can be a blockbuster hit. You know, they'll be talking about for months, you know what I'm saying? And then it'll be just like, this person went through these things and they're still showing compassion to people, even when all they had was hate, you know, neglect, down talk to, you know, just emotionally, mentally, sexually, whatever. It violated you in every way, but yet you're still projecting harmony, peace, you know, love towards all these different things. And they say, how is this possible? Everything's possible through God, universe. This is what our purpose is about. Because when you show, it's all about the choices, the roads you choose to take. Everybody gets to that point where you're on the fork of the road. You can allow yourself to keep playing that blame game and tell everybody it's their fault except your own on the things that has happened. Instead of you becoming that victim, you become the corporate that unleashed that stuff on you in the first place. And you're just a carbon copy of what needs to heal. Or you can allow yourself to really swallow that pill called truth. You can cry, you can get mad, you can say whatever you want, but then you allow yourself to say, this is enough. I'm not going to continue in this vibration. I'm going to make something of myself. Ain't nothing coming out of this situation if I want to move in negativity all the time. It's like, I need to attack. I'm scared because I'm tired. Yeah, you born tired. Listen to that song, Born Tired by Janae Aiko, boy, but you got to keep going. Is I need to feel better before, but once I do, it's done. Also, you become very dangerous when you start controlling certain things that, you know, you become, you know, a lot of situations that you're placed in, the most harshest neglect, you know, negative situations. It's showing you how you need to be in control of your peace. Don't let no one or no situation take you out of that element. And a lot of times you're placing that just for you to recognize that you like before you like, I can be that person. I'm about to mollywop to help. You know what? Okay. You know how sometimes somebody will text you something and you have the best comeback, but just that growth of maturity, you're like, okay, or you don't even say nothing at all. That's when you know you're starting to change, because you're not allowing yourself, because a lot of times, certain things are being brought to your attention to see how people can take you out of your peace. You know what I'm saying? Because every people be starting like dark 30 on trying to see how they can make you mad. And they'll be like, you need to change what the hell you be paying attention to. You got too much. If you got this much time in your life to try to disrupt my life, why don't you use that same energy and be healing on yours? And a lot of people don't do that. It's much more fun to create havoc in your life. There's people out there like that. And those are the ones you got to pray for. Yeah, it's like meekness. It's like in the Bible. Yeah, it's like transforming negative into a positive. It's up to what road you choose to take. Because there's one road that will bring you towards many blessings you didn't even know you deserved. God is not there's a blessing for every tear that you done cried. So you already know if you done cried, like keep sweating. He bet nobody. One of those type of situations, you already know you about to be blessed in all type of ways. But if you allowed yourself to be that person and just wreak havoc through everybody's life, like damn, eventually that mess is gonna come back to you, and it's gonna be worse than you even placed it on people. And a lot of times you done did so many daggone dirty deeds towards people you done lost count. God didn't, karma didn't, and those are the things that's opening up for you. And a lot of times, there's been times where I wanted to handle stuff myself. I know orange is not the new black, and it's not the new yellow for you. You need to allow yourself to back up. Don't let the righteous and the strong and the powerful handle your debts. Handle those mishaps, those things that happen in your life. Don't force yourself to do stuff like that. You're seeing many people, especially if you're dealing with situations where it's like toxic marriages and all this stuff, where it's a blessing if you can disconnect from that. I tell anybody that if you can separate yourself, even if you are still in that vibration where you jump at every situation, because there's a lot of time people have been through really messed up stuff. But if that blessing detached you from that, there's a powerful vibration that God gonna send your way, then you're gonna see that situation that allowed you to get in touch with yourself. Allow yourself to know you won't entertain nothing like that again that walked by. You had to go through that. Because a lot of people feel like that's what they deserve. No, you don't. But that was what you allowed yourself to open up to. I've been in many toxic relationships. Hell, I've been the toxic ones that made the relationship, and I'm okay with that, But now it's like I can feel that vibration coming before you even say hello, and I ain't being a deal. It's like hello from the other side. No, don't. Even from the other side, sideways, crossways, cockeyed, don't say nothing. I'm good. Just say that. You don't even want to send no SOS to me because you be just over there saving yourself for real. And those are the things you had to go through those situations, because I know I've been in situations like that where I'm just like, it hurts to breathe because I cried so much. What did I do to deserve a situation like that? But when you allow yourself to get out of that self-pity, this told me how to love myself, because when you love yourself, you're going to be very selective about what you bring into your peace. The choices of the people that you bring into your life can alter your life in a good way and alter your life in a bad way. It's just up to you what you choose to do. While you in situations like that, you already know if you're currently in one, and I had to be able to tell myself that. When you currently in that rotation, it just feels like it's unbearable. It's getting on your nerves. You about to do some stuff like you done put 1,000 ways to die in so many different ways. Like I done had mental funerals about the things I want to do. Get yourself out of that situation, because that's what the devil wants you to be. Because when you allow yourself to see that, and I even with my ex, you think I'll be playing or trying to be petty with him, and I'll be serious on all 100. I ain't no cap. I appreciate what you showed me, because this allowing me to know I would never allow myself to get access to somebody to come in and disrupt my life again. This is not going to be something, but it's seen as a blessing because it allowed me to place that love in myself. I felt like this is what I deserve. I had to have people in my life that didn't make me feel good about my own self, made me dehumanize my own self, question my own worth. Now, I don't give a damn about what you say about me, is how I see myself. I don't care about what you think. I was like, well, they didn't love me. Hell, they didn't love themselves. But you can't make somebody move miracles when they're not working in their own lives. You can't. You just can't. And those are the things that comes into your life, and it'll be to that point where you can look back at those toxic behaviors that you welcomed in, that you carried within yourself, that you faced all the time, you allowed yourself to tolerate. Because there'll be certain things, I can't even watch different reality shows, because if it's like Cheaters or what was it, Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, all those things, I get very uneasy, because I feel like that. I mean, it's already bad when you go with something and it really just, it breaks your heart because some infidelity gets stepped in. Children are created, side chicks, diseases that can't take away. All these things are created within that. And these are the things that I know what that felt, but I feel more bad for those people because now that is publicized. I even feel bad for the celebrities that are going through the stuff that us average Joes go through, but it's more in the public eye because people are passing judgment. People are mocking. People are like, that's karma. That's what you welcomed into your life. Now you get it back. I feel bad for people like that. I try not to place judgment because I remember I used to be that one. Well, how you get them is how you leave them, and that's how it is. But then I'll tell people, and some people get offended off of what I say, but it's true. These are the things you had to come in to recognize where you need to disconnect. There's people that I used to be that person that jumped from relationship to relationship. Now it's hard. It's a K. Michelle syndrome. Anybody know who K. Michelle is? K. Michelle had a song out. I get over one to get with another one to get over the other one. And it's like you added more toxicity to my life. It's like, you're super cool. Thank you. Thanks again. It's like really, really rarely see people who can understand it. And it's crazy because I speak truth. These are the things that I've gone through. There's many me's out there that has connected with these toxic connections. And it doesn't always have to be with a romantic relationship. It just can be with individuals, period. And these are the situations you're brought into, not to feel sorry for yourself and stay in a situation and feel like, what, if it's discarded to me, I got to be accepting of it. No, the heck you don't. This is where there's time where you have to choose what's your best benefit. These are the situations you're placed in to let you allow yourself to gain that respect you have for yourself. Give you that love that you were given that wasn't coming back. Allow yourself to be selective about what you choose to be selected into your life. Never go for something lower than what you think you deserve. Never settle. Don't feel that at least if I got a piece of woman or a piece of man, I'd rather have a piece of nothing. Allow me to be by myself, and I tell people, they were like, Roslynn, I'm tired of being alone. I want to see my soulmate. I want to see my twin flame, all that. And I have to tell people, I said, I want you to answer this for me. If you understand, it's sad. Yeah, because you saw it. Yeah, it's nice to see people who's understanding. Yeah, because a lot of time, just being in those situations can change your whole thought process. There's times where I've been in a deep toxic, like it was very volatile and it was physical, to where I felt like I had to explain myself on why I didn't answer the phone, why I didn't text back, I took too long in the bathroom. I'm like, hold the hell up. Wait a minute. Is this an assessment for school? Wait a minute. But I had to go through that. You know what I'm saying? I had to go through that. Worried about what other people think. I was in a toxic relationship for almost close to 21 years where I seen the truth, but just didn't want to accept it because I felt like that's all I've been exposed to my whole life. So I thought that was what I was worthy of. And it's like, it's like choose my friends. Like I pick my fruit. Yep. Yeah. You have to be that way. And those are the situations that's showing you nurture yourself. Especially if you have children in those situations. Like I'll say real quick, you learn from your mistakes, but when you have children that are watching you, especially if they're young, it don't matter. Well, actually just period. Children are showing this is how a man should treat me, or this is how a woman should treat me. You know, even if I'm not happy or sad, this is what I deserve. You don't want your children to start repeating the same mistakes that you have gone through. You know, I've exposed my kids to stuff like that. People like, Roslynn, what should I do? If your babies are very young right now, get the hell out. I don't care how much you love that person. You gotta love yourself enough to say, let me love myself more now. You know, because your kids will end up disrespecting you the way that person was disrespecting you, because they saying that's how you communicate. And you're trying to wonder why, you know, they grow up in toxic relationships. They're molding themselves off of other people's vibration on how they want to be seen. You know, all this, it's like, yeah, but my babies are, yeah, and they pay for it, you know, and it's sad. You know, there's a lot of different things that people have played with in those situations. And I tell people, you know, I talk to a lot of people that have gone through toxic relationships like that. And I tell people all the time, I don't go into depth about what they're talking about, but I'm talking about with me. You know, and I said, I want you to hear me, and I want you to be able to hear me, but feel what I'm saying to you. If you were able to disconnect from that situation, you can probably have a dime to your name. You're trying to really understand how you're going to feed you and your kids, you know, and that has to be an overwhelming feeling, because there are some people I've seen that been in situations like that when the money was controlled, you know. They gave you allowance with your own paycheck. You know, there's people that have been through that. And when you're able to there's some kind of blessing of a miracle that gave you that way to break away. It don't matter what you're struggling with at the time, that mindful peace, you know, that you can be able to lay in your bed and just cry a good cry, that I ain't got to worry about being slapped out of my sleep. You know, or somebody coming in here disturbing and got the kids crying because they see how mommy and daddy, or, you know, my mom's husband or the stepdad or the stepmom is acting towards my mom. You know, when you can get that peace to where me and my babies can, even if we're sleeping in our own bed, you cry that good tear, because there's a lot of people that didn't make it out of those situations. I tell people, you even when you're struggling, you thank God that you are out of that situation, because there's a lot of people that don't make it through those situations. But they're witness too much and I don't know what to do. You know what? With that situation, and don't allow yourself to hold that guilt. You did a brave thing because you are out that situation. Now, all you can do is show your children that you can still heal from these things. Hey, what's up, Angel? It's like group hug, little bugs. Yeah, thank you. Much love to you as well, Angel. But, you know, you're in a situation like that. And I know if you've been in a toxic routine, you know what I'm saying? You've been there where you're pushing a reset button on, you know, and you allow them to be able to show, because they're very impressionable. They're like mimics, you know, they go behind us. And there's a lot of times where you're in situations like that where they're seeing you go through that. And I feel like that's the worst thing a child could ever go through. You're like, thanks you know. And you can go through that. And you when you have those sit down talks with them, I forgot how old your babies are, but when you can get to that point where you can honestly talk about, you know what, mommy or daddy, you know, was healed. Don't make the same mistakes I did. When you allowing yourself, because some people tell you, allow yourself to go through a grieving period, you know, to where you're allowing yourself to see what changes needs to make into your life. Because a lot of times you're connecting with a person that's very toxic to help you know all your wrongs that you felt was wrong and made them right. And those are your blessings in disguise for that. So when you're going through those different things, you're going through a phase of acceptance, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like when you get towards that point in your life where your children are like, you know, 12, 13 years old. I forgot how, because I know your kids are young, but you can get towards that point where a lot of times even we feel like, oh, they were too young to understand. I'm telling you right now, since day one, there's a lot of things I met as soon as I was fresh out my mom's womb. There are certain things that was very traumatic in my life that I still remember. So people feel like, oh, if they're babies, they're not going to remember. Don't get it twisted. You know, there's a lot of times if that hits them deeply, there'll be certain parts that they'll remember. They may not remember the whole thing or be able to grasp the concept of what happened, but they will remember certain situations that's been placed in. But that is that time for you to be honest. Like, you know what, I made bad choices in my life. I didn't love myself, but now I'm choosing my peace. Now I'm choosing my self-respect, my love. You know, my oldest is 25. Yeah, mine's, what was mine? So yeah, you know, and I be heavy heavy on them, because they seem, they still see me go through different things in my life, but it's just like, I want y'all to make better choices than what I made. I don't, I exposed y'all to that, but if I didn't know better at that time, or I didn't allow myself to love myself enough at that time, because a lot of times, when we go through that change, your manifestation of change, you'll go back and see certain things that will make you like break your heart on how I embarrassed myself, and my children see me go through that, because I've heard, different people go through things where, it got very crazy. I almost had to catch myself because, certain things you can't just talk about here, but it got very, very bad. And, and I always tell people, if God bless you to be able to make it out of that situation, you create good and you create better. If you got children involved in that, you put that extra better on there, because you do not want them making those same choices. And a lot of times you had to go through that just to place that love in yourself. Everything that you neglected within you is going to come back to you from that trauma, because a lot of times people don't allow themselves to be happy because they're afraid that, that person is going to come into your life and set you up and then, just tear you down at the same time. And I mean, I understand that, I get it, but you should never allow yourself to neglect happiness in your life because of what some other person did, because not everybody is coming into your life. And I had to learn that because I have very bad trust issues, because I'm in that mentality, if my family can do this to me and still won't own up to it, anybody can come into my life. And I have to be okay with that, but I have to be able to allow myself to be able to be open to risk that a little bit. There's some lessons you're just going to have to come into contact with, but there's the lessons that you need to go to that next level. And those are the things they want you to be able to do. I'm not constant in intervention. 10 and 12, they got, alienated since 3. I just had to leave alive at first. Now since you're at that age, that's the best time to talk to them. You can't, there's certain things they don't need to know in detail, but just being able to tell them, I'm in the midst of creating, I'm in the midst of change, healing. I don't, when you're allowing yourself to do that, because there's a lot of times people see that and they're very protective over their family, and I always don't want to sit up here and say it's always men that's toxic, because there's some women that do some very messed up stuff. There's out there some narcissistic women that'll beat the hell out their husbands, and, it'll be like, oh, okay, I need a divorce, but if you try to take these kids from me, I'm gonna say you did this, and that. And, and they can make, people collaborate with the lie that they're trying to create over that person. So I know it can go either way, but these are the things, when you allow yourself to disconnect, this is that change that you need to be open with. When you have that time to be able to talk to your children, especially if they're in that age, they're in that change of, exposure. So, there are certain things that they really don't need to know in detail, but the things that you need to be, you need to be stern with that. Like, what, I was in a very bad situation, but I did the best choice that I could. I tell my oldest ones that, I tell all my girls that, and just being honest, there are certain things, this is what I was exposed to my whole life, and it was just all it was. But then I had to be able to correct myself. If you want something good, you have to change how acceptant you are to willing to welcome in just anything. Because it was just like, growing up, having sexual contact with people at a very early age, that was very shameful for me, because I was looking for love in bad situations, and those are the situations, because I wanted that connection of love. Like, why didn't I have a parent that loved me? It was just like, my parents got divorced, and they got divorced from me too. Their new family was what was important, and they stood there to destroy mine. But now, as I look at it, this situation allowed me to love myself. Being able to know, long as I know the truth, you want to force the truth out so bad, but a lot of people feel like they way deep in that rabbit hole, and they don't want to be able to do that. And I can't force that. You can't force no or no crawling baby to walk. If they're not ready for that, you have to be able to just focus on yourself. That's all you can do. It's like they say you can't choose your family. Well, it's true. You can't choose your blood family, but you can choose the people that you consider family. Yeah, actually, I can agree to disagree with that. Because a lot of times they say before we got here, we made the choices of when we were born, what situations we're going to be in, the family that we chose to do, the trauma that we had to, clear away from, so I can understand where I understand both sides. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times your spiritual family is more better than your biological ones. But it's just like with mine, there's a lot of people come in contact with me that say, Roslynn, my family is, they're very toxic. I tell things that, hey, be honest about, hey, this bothers me. It hurts me when you do that. And a lot of times those, I'm scared for them. Wait a minute. Oh, shoot. Let me see. I'm scared for them. I feel better. Better it show. Right. I'm sorry. I feel like the shit all day. We choose our friends, not our family. You actually choose all of them. You know what I'm saying? But it's when you make those choices, you're going through those transition of showing what is very positive for you to embrace and what is negative that will keep you in a repeated cycle, because a lot of times we try to understand why do we get, why we, what was it? Magnet, we're like a narcissist magnet. There's a part of even when we have friends, family, or whatever, they are very toxic. There's a part of ourselves that identifies with that vibration they project. Is that, yeah, it's like they lost their children and son. We all have gone, when I'm from doing this, it's like, Rosalind, my life tragic. And I'm like, God bless you for that. And I'm gonna say more prayers for you because you never had to experience that. I don't shade nobody. I don't look at them crazy, because there's just people there are, okay, they lived their life. They had family that was very supportive, positive. They got them. You know what I'm saying? I can't identify with that. I'm so more used to the tragic trauma, whatever, but those are, we're all growing to know ourselves in many shades, many angles, or whatever that can be appreciated. Either if you had a good life or a toxic one. You're learning something about something that you weren't ready to. We had to go through a lot of things. You may see different information or posts where, life will tear you the hell apart within tragedy just for you to be able to place that strength of the true you back together, And a lot of times you can do that. And it's like, sorry to hear that. You know what, Chair? It took me a long time to digest that and say that without having tears in my eyes or feeling angry. I can't keep allowing myself to identify with the trauma that I had, because it was very traumatizing, but it also brought blessings. It brought me to what I'm doing now. I'm open to a certain extent about the things that I've gone through, and it's appreciated, it's respected, because I tell people, they've been with me the longest. They know my story. And there are certain things that I just choose not to talk about anymore, because it's like me, reconnecting to that pain. I want to be able to see it as a blessing, even though I was deprived of certain things. Is that, yeah, right. I'm cause it was like, I am, cause I have set boundaries, I guess, hugs. Thank you. AF. Yeah. It's like, yeah, life is hard for all, love shows up and hugs them later. Yeah. It's just like that's why I love, this daggone signal is messing me up. It says qualify, and yeah. What did it say? Special design for us. Yeah, it's like you can tell you're a strong woman. Yeah, girl, it took me some time to get there. I won't lie. I still have my weak moments, on certain things like anniversaries and stuff like that, because you have to allow yourself. It's like, I don't like using the word force, but you have to allow yourself to say, either you're going to let your trauma define you and keep you in that traumatic vibration, or you're going to allow yourself to heal, be resilient, and allow yourself to say that pain brought me blessings. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to see how you see your tragedies, how you see your mishaps, your anger, your pain. It can either make you bitter or better. You just, got to choose what certain letters you want to place in there. So it's just like you still learn, You know, when you're open, like, yes, pain hurts, trauma can really jack you up. You know, I've seen people go through less and impact them in the worst, harshest ways because of the choices they choose to make. But this is at that point, you know, you can choose how you want your life to be. You know, now it's like 9/11. He took his choice and left. Super triggered. You know, now my oldest son, first day of school. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, it it's all about the choices, you know, we make. You know, life isn't always fair. Life don't give you the best upbringing at times. You know, I tell people, hey, Miranda, much love, thanks for stepping by. You know, going through all that, you know, it can really, I can say, well, Dad, you know, look how far it took me, you know, because it's just like situations like that can be very traumatic, and it can work some stuff on you. It really truly can. But then it can also bring about that storm at the same time. It can really do that. But just being able to be present, you know, it's like fair. It's like life is a circle. Yeah, it is. And you got to understand that you one of them daggone animals jumping through them hoops, you know, going through some stuff like that. But yeah, it just, you know, I exposed my scar to a certain extent, and being able to show, you know, being accepted, being able to see the truth, even when the truth hurt. You know, a lot of time truth is not always sugar, you know, sweet. I'm good. You know, I'm just up here, you know, talking, you know, vibrations getting deep, but I love it though. You know, just going through, you know how I always tell y'all at the beginning, you know, the discussion topics, you know, even if y'all want to bring up something, you want me to talk about it. And I tell y'all, even when y'all watch the other videos, you're like, hey, Roz, can you do a video on this, that, and the third? You know, and I'm like, okay, you know, I can do that. You know, if it don't go against, you know, if I feel comfortable with doing it and it doesn't go against, you know, YouTube guidelines, I want to be able to be open towards that. It's that physical feels short spine and fire insides or buzzing. Yeah, you're going through a huge manifestation. You're becoming towards that. You have to understand it's like a lot of you're connecting with, merging with different shadow selves. You know what I'm saying? Not like toxic, but there's whatever we're facing. You can't just do it by yourself. You know, the spiritual being of you. Oh, shoot, we like Transformers. You know, we can sit up here and do anything like the Marvel comics. But with us being in this human suit, you know, whatever that change is going to be, you don't need all spiritual reinforcements, you know, and that's, you know, is going to be with you, your past lives, whatever didn't finish through that rotation where you had to keep starting back, coming back, because all the things that we have issues right now is the same stuff we had back in our last life. You know, being able to forgive and let go, being able to forgive ourselves. Whatever you have an issue on right now has always been that issue from every life you have had. Yeah, it's like life is about free will. Yeah, it's like our choices define us and affects us, others besides ourselves. We all learn. This is, yeah, in this journey called life. Woo! I will leave that one alone, but yeah, I love that though. Yeah, because when you said that, I was like, "Ooh, it gave me chills." But yeah, very good convo. Glad I was able to make it. Spirit God, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, you know, everything. You know, it can be that fruit of thought. You know what I'm saying? You're nourishing something that can, you know, that feeds your starvation of positivity. You know, a lot of time when you get that vibration of something that, you know, like your challenges, if you don't had toxic relationships all the time, no matter what kind of relationship it is, been some kind of hidden toxicity. A big challenge is when you actually connect with people that don't have hidden intentions. They want to see the best out of you. They won't send you into situations that's going to mess up your whole vibration, or, you know, just, you know, dispel everything that you worked hard for. Now, those are the challenges, because it's like when you have been in toxic situations, even the most genuine things feel like a daggone setup. Like, wait a minute, I love you. Oh, how do you love me though? You know, are you loving me because I need something? You need something. You're motivated by benefits. You know, what is it? Yeah. So there's a lot of different things that are taking place that can be very nurturing. Even the things that go against your, you know, your vibration, that's very nurturing. Because I don't know. It's like my 2 cents always, you know what, Angel, here you go. And it's funny though, but you being straight real though. It is. You know? And that's why, like I said, I love doing my videos. to really, you can say stuff all day and convince people of other things, but are you convincing yourself? That's the big question. You convince anybody anything, but are you following the words that you project towards other people? And those are the things that I had to really, there will be times, I will not lie, I keep it straight real. There's times I can say everything from point A to point B to point C. And then when that situation came up for me, I hit pavement and ran back to my old self. So there's a lot of times like, what are you doing? You being a hypocrite. I'm like, damn, how you being a hypocrite? You ain't practicing the stuff that you tell other people. But you have to be honest. Sometimes I'm lost in my own stuff. And I got the whole compass and I still can't read the map. There's times. Yeah, your parents so big and blessing. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, love. Thank you. I love you too. I love you too. And this thing, that's how you learn, And those are things, y'all say I love y'all so much. I love having these chats with y'all. Last night, it was like all the ones I was doing last night felt so damn uncomfortable. I ain't even gonna lie. Because of the things I was gotten to talk about, and I was just like, no, Y'all let that video stay public for a minute and switch that mess to private so quick, because I felt some type of way about it. So, but just being able to speak on this, you're going through a midst of transitions to where you're making those choices and going in directions that, that's making your ancestors watch you and get very emotionally happy. Like they setting up a celebration for you. Like, I knew they did it, especially if you're a person of color. And I mean, this is no disrespect. Angel, I don't know what I'm like, Lord have mercy, you be too much at the time, but I needed that laugh. He's like, Angel, walk away. Yeah, because you already see I'm about to catch a charge. Let God take care of it, because if you do, you won't go to jail. You don't need to do that. And that's true. But you'll see how many different things that our family from back in the day made those bold choices. What's up, Stephen? Hey, girl. So a lot has happened in the workplace. Oh, Lord. Is I have gotten written up. You going on your own personal path, so be able to expect that. That's what started going on with me, because the job, like, I was miserable there. I was always, I could be that hard worker, but then one day I said, you know what? I done worked hard 3 days straight, 4 days straight. I'm gonna take it easy today. Now they ain't paying attention to me when I'm making all that hard work and doing crazy changes. But the one day I want to be lazy, why are you sitting around so much? Are you here when I was doing all this, that, and the third? Oh, well, I ain't talking about that. I don't talk about it today. But then there'll be that co-worker that does that on the regular, but yet they want to pay attention to you. That's why I said, you know what? You about to make me go postal. I'm going to have to quit this job. And I've been there. Because my mom was like, girl, you always losing a job, because I always keep it real. Like when you start keeping it real and you're going against that, I'm telling you, that's when universe is guiding you towards something better. Because if you, at that point, I used to tell people when I smoked, when me and Uncle Bob was like this, when I was messing around with the devil's lettuce, I'm like, hey, what you talking about, child? Yes. I need one to make me happy. I need one to make me forget. If you got to go to a job where you got to self-medicate, that's not the job for you. Are you doing this because you don't want to face the stuff? Are you doing this so you don't, commit murder? Or are you going to have about 4 or 5 charges placed on you? But if it's at that point where you getting written up all the time and it's constant drama, universe done sent so many signs that says we got something better for you, and it's kind of hard to make those choices, especially if you're strapped and, your money's kind of on a budget. And, with everything that's going on now with the economy, they only giving checks to, teachers and stuff right now, or they supposed to be, I don't know if they're doing the money for the people that got little babies and stuff like that. But, it's kind of hard for you to do that. But the universe has something in store for you when they want you to say, you know what, you don't make that choice. You don't make that choice to leave that job, we're going to get you fired. Because they'll be like, Roslynn, guess what, girl? What happened? You done got fired today. How did you know? Because they've been sending you so many daggone notifications that you need to quit this job. We got something so much better for you. You don't need to be at a job where your only time you're happy is during payday, furlough days where you can get paid and you even got to go to work, or you going to work a half a day and get paid for a whole one, or vacation time, or your off days. That should not be the time you're happy. And a lot of times it's like even on your days off, you still think about the BS that goes on in that job. That's like so many keys that's telling you, quit that job. For you end up doing something crazy. You don't need to be like that. Because I've never been to jail or arrested. But you know what? Hey, we ain't gonna do have I ever. I ain't about to even play that game with y'all. Like, no, I experienced a lot of time. I peeled some ice taters while I was up in the Crossbar Hotel. I've been there a few times. I don't got no problem with telling people that, but it's just like that's not the life I live anymore. I'm not trying to sit up here and have my nickname being Oz or the orange is the new black. No, I'm not about that life. I ain't got time. No. Let me see. It was like y'all done posted so much stuff. It's like spirit team keep making and growing. He's like, that's so true. LOL. I can feel my ancestors clapping. Like, girl, I'm so proud of you. They're like, they putting up a spiritual party for you. It's like, yeah, hey girl, it's been a lot. It's like arguing. It threatened to send me upstairs to the manager. Ooh, gone to the upper room. It's like my anger room too. Me and you already had to talk about that, so I ain't even about to say what I say, but I hope you remember what I said. We can do that on another one-on-one time, so I'll give you that. Is I'm not asking for help. I'm just venting because I'm getting attacked all corners. I done told you about this. Well, I'm probably not repeated it so many damn times with folks. I was like, I know I had this conversation. I've had this conversation, but it may not have been with you. A lot of times, universe will send certain things our way when it's just like they want so much better for you. And when you're not allowing yourself to take that leap of faith, they will start making you get written up for insubordinations. They will have you constantly getting into it with your coworkers. They will start messing with your money. They will start seeing all the drama that they're bringing into your life. And it will keep going until you make that choice to choose better. I understand everybody need their job, but a lot of time you got to understand if you quick that one to quit the pot, you need to get up out of there before you end up doing something that you going to regret later. They don't want you doing certain situations, because a lot of times people get in their feelings and they will base their daggone choices off of the emotions they currently feeling at that time, knowing you can't undo that daggone solution you done placed out there. So you need to do what's for you and your sanity. Like, you know what? Because I was at a job. They knew all about my life and they add more drama to my life. And they really treated me harshly. And I was like, you know what? The last job did this. I almost flipped that whole daggone place over now. And it was bad because the person that was there, they really just scared the hell out of them because they were there with me when all that mess popped off. You created that same situation, even though your life done fell apart and you know why it happened that way because the stuff that you did to me, and I said, people like, took my whole check, like $500 or some odd dollars because they owed me that much. And I was just like, hey, it's going to cause an issue. Like, you going back? Nope. It's going to work out on its own. Even though I was pissed because I worked hard for my money, and those are the times they were like, Roslynn, you ain't going, and now they got to pay it all back. Like I said, did I say that stuff gonna work out for itself? A lot of times you got to take yourself out of that chaotic equation, because a lot of times stuff start hitting like that. Like I said earlier, when universe is guiding you to do something, they send it so many times, like have faith within us. Because a lot of times we're like situation where you got kids, you need to clothe and keep a roof over their head, got to feed. I'm like, look, y'all already up there in the upper room. Y'all don't need any of this stuff that we need here, but they want you to be able to have that faith because, when you had a job and it just seemed like, you got to blow one before you get to work. I was like that. I be in there crying and cutting food up because I used to work for the military. Got paid decent, but they made you pay for that. I'm working around a whole group of women, and that's too much daggone, estrogen up in there, whatever we got in our body. I'm like, no, and I used to just count days off. I'm like 75, 76. Why you keep counting? I have my reason. In my mind, I'm going to make a mental note because as soon as I hit day 91, I'm going to wear y'all asses out and I'm going to really show you where I'm coming from. And I did that. I waited until I made calmly crying and cutting. They were like, oh, your feelings hurt? No. Because if I bring that shadow self out of me that really is a beast, everybody going to be messed up, But it was like that. Now I'm at that point where, yes, life can be very challenging towards you. But this is what makes you a better you. because a lot of times when we start placing, we all got mouths to feed, including our own. Even if you ain't got nobody else, you still have, you can be homeless. It's like, man, if I quit my job and be homeless, but you had a job that makes you miserable. You're like, man, do I wouldn't even want to call out or you running late on purpose because you don't feel like going there. You don't even want to deal with the daggone, it'll be one of those moments. And these are the things that really, 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 you have to make that choice. Hey, was it Source Energy Zone? Hey, it was just awful at my job. They antagonize homeless mentally. Oh God. It's like all people while I protect and show them love and understand. And a lot of times it's like that when God and universe got something created better for you, and they keep telling you, hey, I got so much better in your life if you allow that to open up and welcome that in. And then when you choose to keep ignoring that, because universe got some dark humor. And like, until you allow yourself to take that chance and go the way they're going to keep making your life a living hell. It's going to get worse than that. They're going to be they're going to be causing drama and say you did something on your day off. How you pull a Friday moment? How the hell you get fired on your day off? That would be that type of situation that you're going to really eventually be going through. So you have to choose, is either me or my sanity. Which one is it going to be? You need to make your money, but don't let that money make you. A lot of times, we stay in a situation that's very hostile just because we need money. And it's just like, there's a lot of people I heard on Snap. Like, okay, you fired. Okay, thank you. Give me my check. We going to mail it to you. I mail my daggone job here. You better give me my damn check. I want my check today. Like, how about 2 weeks ago? And those are the things. It's like spirit team tells me to shut up, stupid. I'm not going. It's like the reasons why they attack is because they see you do. But it's just like God and universe has that dark humor. Like, if you are not listening to what they say, they will really make your life a living hell. Because it's like, we're giving you this assistance to go this direction. It's like, no, I can't go today. I got to pay my light bill, my cell phone bill, my bill, and then I got to get my wants and needs and stuff like that. Because the job I got made me want to drink, smoke, and all this other stuff, And those are them. Like, oh, okay. What we said, we got that covered. But you want to keep going that direction? Okay. How about I bring insubordination to you? I'll write you up a couple of times. Then we're gonna suspend you for a few days. And these is like, I'll send you. It's like I send the tower moment twice. Like, yeah. And you know what? Somebody said that. I seen on one of these IG accounts, and that mess had me hollering about that guy. What was the black guy? He was always talking about how the dogs are, the men were. He was talking so much about for years on here on what is his name, Dexter Jacks or Derek Jacks or something like that. The black man. And the next, he doing exactly all the things that he said the other people were doing. He got caught. And they said, instead of giving you that tower moment, I'm going to just show you this meme and let it work. It was like, and they show him and his wife in that situation, and those are the things, it's like they think my face reason when we were beautiful, and then tell them it's my heart and start from inside out. You go through those changes, honey. You go through those changes. I may, be living in a very tight budget, but certain situations, I understand you go at jobs, you got to listen to what people say, And there are certain experiences that I've seen, especially if it's privately owned businesses. Hey, what's up, Marta? What's up? And then what if I transfer to another store? I'm going to tell you, I tried that. And, you can transfer all you want to, but people talk. Gossip carries. So you can go to a store all you want to, and if it's people that talk like that and you just assuming, oh, it ain't going to be nothing said, I can start off new. Because if it's not destined for you, that chaos is going to get worse when you get transferred. I'm just letting you know, I got transferred from my job, because I already see, I said, I'm about to kill all y'all. We around heavy machinery, hot food. Everybody is seeing, hey, that's a hazard. She slipped and fell. No, I threw that. I threw her against that food. And I'm like, everything's seen as a habit. I'm like, whoops, I'm sorry. I was just one of those types. Is I know what I have to do. You have to. But I'm just telling you, I don't want to wish that on you, but you can transfer if you want to, and you tell me how that worked. I'll give you about 2 weeks, and I'm going to tell you how it worked. Maybe in 3. Because I know I passed by my job, and then my supervisor over the whole company and say, you going to tell them? Hell no. They'll know when I ain't there. You're like, you don't want to tell them? Do I got to? Nope. Okay, then that's your question. That question answers your answer. I ain't telling them nothing. And didn't even tell them. And then next, my old supervisor comes to my current situation. And it was just like, I said, all right, let me go ahead. Is the drama about to hit? And all of a sudden, gossip. Then all of a sudden, I was treated totally different, So, because it was family ties that got me the job anyway. So they made sure that I went through living hell, and all that. But then it was just like, it may be quiet for some time, but if you don't address what universe is telling you to address and make that choice and step out on faith, it's going to get a lot worse than what you're dealing with now. You already know. Your light is already a triggering light anyway, where people want to bring stuff to you. You already know that. And it's just, that tower moment. It's like, hey, from down low to little people. He's like, you coming out? I can't. Not until I hear this tower, I'm still going to be up here. And those are the situations you're going to go to. I'm tired of jumping out. Girl, you go sit down, Marta. Because for every time I feel you broken, confused, and lost, you stay right there. You're like, girl, I'm on my own sickness. What is it? I don't know. And whatever it is right now, I got it twice. Some situation like that. Let me stop. I'll pray for you. Your mom doing this. Like, I don't know, whatever your mom is doing like this, you making her pull her spiritual hair out. She said, stop that. You creating something for yourself that's not there. And she just told me to tell you that with her heavy accent. So he was like, I don't know what you did. It was like Debbie Downer in the house. You gonna be a no. You're gonna be a Debbie Daredevil today on your positivity. Spirit fingers. It's like you want to do spirit fingers. Don't come up here with that. You already know. But yeah, you're going through different situations where you're placing resistance there. I was just saying this earlier today. You're placing resistance, and that's when stuff starts getting worse. If you don't want to acknowledge the problem, that problem's going to fester, and it's going to get heavier and heavier and heavier. And I don't know, Stephan, how your mind works. I'm just like that person. I can be very selective. I can be cool, but if you put me in that moment of the old me, that's not a good look. Not for me, not for you, and a person that's in between. You don't want to do that. And it is just the fact is you have to be able to make that choice. I know it may be hard, but you got to choose. If the universe is sending you an opposite way and you keep ignoring that, you on your own. Don't be like, Roslynn, can I talk to you? I tried to tell you, you went the opposite way. You can't listen. So you need to do what's best for what they keep on trying to tell you to do. Because the more you keep ignoring what the directions they telling you, like, no, like, go this way. You got peace, abundance, and all forms of prosperity waiting for you to open the door, and you keep going that way to that dead end. You're going that way. Like Brother Man on the 5th floor. Yes, I got 4 fingers pulling up. And anybody know what I'm talking about, they'll probably know what I'm talking about. You don't need to be in a situation like that, because right now, all of us are going through some form of where you have to be able to take that leap of faith. Understand that you're going to be taken care of. God, the universe is not going to push you out if there wasn't no reason. It's going to either show you how to fly or they're going to catch you. Now, if it's like Bob over here, then you got to be a little bit shifty. Like, I don't know, because he could be walking me on, one of those, those bombs that they got out, in somewhere. They want me to, landfills is really about to swallow me whole. But if the universe is telling you I got so much better down that way, better down that way, I need you to be trusting in what we're doing for you. But until you do that, you're going to have insubordination. How about we going to write you up, and then you're going to still have to take a week out. You messing with my bag. And now you messing with me, and I didn't even do it. It don't matter, because you will see all time. I've had situations where I wasn't in a situation, and it placed me in a situation, and I lost some daggone banknotes for that. And that was really about to have another person I was about to just be putting another foot off in their ass. You have to be able to do that. I'm telling y'all, somebody took it was like a whole salary, because I took a pay grade and they did not give me my money. They don't like Roslynn. And you couldn't beat me. No, you don't know me like I know myself. Because if I come there, I'm going to be on the news for at least about 2 weeks on the stuff that I'm about to do at that job if I come up there. Because you don't mess with my whole check. No, I ain't about to do that. I'm going to let God handle you. And when I stepped out the way, they were like, Roslynn, you know what happened? Got caught stealing, falsifying evidence. They couldn't show proof of where the money was being distributed. So basically what they did to me, they got caught for something they didn't do. Okay. But later they end up finding out they did do it. But yeah, sometimes you have to be able to step out that sequence and let that problem handle itself. They guide you towards what you gonna keep on. Don't come to me when something else happened because I already done told you. It's already on record. So you can't sit up here and say, well, damn, she did tell me. Don't come to me. Don't do that. Go to Breezy. You can go to Breezy. She may be able to, read up something or something for you. I don't know. But yeah, you need to do what's best for you and your peace. You need to have your peace. You don't need somebody taking you out your peace like that. They keep telling me keep my mouth shut and take things seriously. You need to. Who's telling you that? The back. Pause. You got to be able to do that. And they're telling you that. They're telling you that for a reason. They know what's going on before you do. They know what's being said when you're not there. And I told you, when there is a bone being brought to you, guarantee that they're taking one back. You can say something very positive about somebody, but if there's somebody that really don't like you, they about to amp that up, especially if they've been at that job longer than you. They're going to put up a whole scenario that you like, wait a minute, what? Now I said, what now? And that's how it is. That's where it works. Because the universe has something that is very deserving of you. They seen the trials that you constantly had to go on repeat. You seen being punished about you living in your own truth. You make other people uneasy of the things that they don't want to accept, but yet you're free flowing through it. Yes. So yes, they know what you're going through. They wouldn't be making you go this certain direction if there wasn't a reason for it. And these are the things they want you to be able to know. Jerry, you over here laughing, but you already know it's on the booger sugar before they come to the job. Like, girl, I got to be on some kind of daggone trip before I come up in here. It shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't be like that. I had to learn. If you had to have that, what do they call that? Coping mechanism of how you dealt with pain, how you dealt with frustration. If you need that, that's not a situation you need to be in. You should be able to see everything and move everything in a sober mind, regardless on what, because there's a lot of people that, smoke weed for, who need something to stimulate your liquid courage for you don't need to be there. You don't need to be there. Because I'm like, you making me smoke. I ain't make you do nothing. That was your choice. Touche. Yeah. You have a choice, because a lot of times, it's like we know we have to have money to survive. But a lot of times the choice on how we chef it, no, I do not. It's like, do you know him? No, I do not. It's like, I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to hear about your butt on the damn crime news, whatever. What is that one? What is it? Something edition, special edition, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Stephanie, like, damn, I told his ass. Up here, leave. What do you do? I don't want to hear about nothing like about you about going postal and stuff like that. When it gets to points like that, you should never get to a point that way. Wrong or right, And a lot of times you'll be put in situations that you didn't even you're not responsible for. But just because if they make you do it, oh. I just can't. I don't know what to tell you. But these are the ones that are telling you to be bold. Allow yourself to step, because faith, that's a very controversial word, depending on certain people. A lot of times we carry faith in our own situations and not going towards what we're devoted. We were assigned to certain missions. It's like, don't stop aborting mission. Stop aborting mission. You have to be able to move forward. We're all learning, sometimes we have to learn the hard way through our situations. And then when you separate from that and then you get that clarity, you're like, dang, I needed to go through that. Cause it's like, making fun of your situation, I'm thinking about my own, because I know there was a couple of times I almost catch a whole lot of charges because I wanted to be that one to prove a point. A lot of time proving your point is to walk away. A lot of time walk away. That'll fix itself. You walk away. You don't want to be in a situation. You bail me out. Don't be in a situation like that. Now you're lost some money and you're going to have to listen to your parents cuss you out all over something else, So you have to be able to do what's going to be peaceful for you, Do things that is not giving you a headache to be around. I had to learn. I don't know if y'all can hear me because I know it says unstable, and it's probably because of vibrations that I'm projecting. It's not stable. But, a lot, see, that's my daggone question. But a lot of times we have to take the peaceful route. That's all I'm trying to say. You have to be able to take that peaceful route. Sometimes, that pride of getting away where you feel like, I'm going to prove my point. A lot of times you got to prove your point by pointing the opposite way, And it's like, it is like, bring it out, sis. It's like the truth. I'm like, girl, I can't be innocent. See? It's like it came up again. But you have to be able to go the route that is giving you peace. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go through that situation where you got to prove that you're right on certain things or trying to make yourself be seen. Because a lot of times people are just comfortable. That's where when I'm questioning myself, that means I need to go. I need to really go. Let me just be with myself because I already know myself. I'm starting to learn more about myself because a lot of times our pride gets in the way of different things and we pay for it later. And those are the situations you have to be able to choose, and there's times that the answer was always there, and you have to be able to learn, you're going to learn anyway. You can let it be a good way or you can let it be the hard way, and those are the only things that you can, you either go, and there's a lot of things that we're going through right now. You're facing current challenges when you're stuck, you know what I'm saying? It's not talking bad about nobody because we all learn from those things. It's not, saying, okay, it's a joke or anything like that, because I don't want anybody ever make them think that I'm laughing at their circumstances. Any struggle or frustration that comes into your life is not funny. But when I think about mine, I can laugh at my own tragedies. I'm good because I'm not in that manifestation no more. I'm not in that sequence anymore. They're in that situation, not me, because if I know, you always know if you move the first foot forward in good intentions, you always going to come out on top, and a lot of times it feels like unfair because there's a lot of situations that go on where deceit and deception and lies and manipulation is in the mix. I deal with that a lot. But a lot of times you have to understand, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes that is all going in your favor. When you know that if God's taking you somewhere, and that's why a lot of times we are stuck in certain situations because we stop believing in ourselves, that feel like this is something that we have to stay at when you're being redirected towards something, or you don't allow yourself to accept certain things, and it places resistance towards a lot of different things. And we're in those situations where we have to make positive choices. You really have to be able to do that. And those are the things that you're doing. And then when it gets to that point where you're reflecting, you're healing, you will see how certain situations that you will do that the old you would do if something was to, does something right now, you go a whole different direction because you don't grew. Even if it was something that happened last week, and it was just like, keep going. And those are the things that you have to be able to digest. These things are happening, even though when it feels like it's to me more than gonna hurt you. I'm like, you hit me. I'm like, how is it gonna hurt you? Because it's like God don't want to do that, but a lot of times he got to show you better than he can tell you. Because if he's leaving these different things to help you towards growth, you'll get to that point where you can say, you know what, I appreciated that. Because there's a lot of situations that I've been in. I was mad. I was really mad. But then when I allowed myself to be where I'm at now, man, that was for my benefit. Even a lot of time, God will block certain things that he already knows about the wreck shop in your whole path. Like, no. There's a lot of different things that comes up in your life that will, you try to pray and hold it together. I don't know what it is. I've been watching a lot of Medea movies, so this just reminded me of those parts. I've been praying on my marriage. I've been praying over it. Like, the main thing you praying on is what God going overwhelm, not destined for you. You start seeing a lot of different things. You'll start seeing a lot of different vibrations, signs, messages. Be in a certain relationship that you really want to force, and it's just like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Whether it's friendship, family ship, whatever. I've had people like Roslynn. I really love my family, and every time I get around my family, they just treat me so bad. And I said, where people mess up at when it comes to situations like that is they feel like, since that's family, you have to be accepted, that knows how to push your, or you're going to allow yourself to choose me, because if this is, taking me out of my emotions, it has me crying, it has me feeling hurt, even though I came from this family, don't mean I have to continue to be connected, and it's like, when somebody asked me that, they disconnected me from that. But I'm like, hey, I didn't say, I went against what they thought, and I tell people, I don't talk to none of my family, biological, adopted. I don't talk to anybody, and I'm okay with that. Even though it's lonely, but if you're choosing a lie and want to be accepting of that because, the truth is being covered and manipulated, when you start believing that lie, it made me the choice on how I need to disconnect with you. Instead of you listening to two sides to a story, you just automatically assumed against me. That's all right. Be over there and make sure you still. I said, you okay? I'm like, I'm good. Anytime, family, biological, blood, whatever. You don't care how long you've known somebody, because a lot of times we stay in connection with friends and family, whatever, people that we know for years, and we feel like, even though it goes against everything, our laws of nature, the truth, that won't go. If it's no, you're like, no, I ain't about to do that. Because people feel like, this is a part of my family, I can't do. Some people go through the way of being emancipated. Those are the things, what I'm saying? And so those, you go through those, and it's like, letting go of my family was a step forward to self-love. It is. Because a lot of times you have to choose your peace and sanity over family, because especially if you have been that person, like, what, I don't like what you say. Every time you say something, towards me or against my name or against my person, it hurts me. And if you're being clear with them, letting them know this is hurting you, and they still do it, they don't care. Because they feel like, oh, she can't go nowhere. You ain't got no choice. Just the keyword choice. You get whatever, where you become accepted of things in all those different situations where they're telling you, honor yourself. Don't be connected with anybody that makes you see yourself differently in a bad view. Those are the things. And then you walk away. You have to be able to walk away. And those are the things where you're taking your power back. You're not allowing yourself. I don't care if it's like family or whatever. No, Rosie, you don't talk. No. I said, I'm getting some stuff straight right now. And that's okay. You rather be alone than have to question, somebody's intentions about being connected to you. You rather be alone, because a lot of times that keeps you focused on no distractions on how you can focus on yourself. Because a lot of time I was at one of that time where I had to constantly have people around me because I didn't like the thoughts that I have, and not realizing my truth of my gift was coming out. And that made me feel very weird, because I was always told, my spiritual gift is a mental illness. People think you're crazy, and all different things like that. Now I'm like, what? Let them think I'm crazy. I know what I'm crazy about, and I know what I'm crazy too, but I'm okay about that. Yeah, it's like once you start setting them boundaries, other people, you will notice, and you'll see that when you start being solid with them, like, hey, you getting you overstepping your boundaries, and you stay solid with it. There's a lot of people that walk away from you because they can't manipulate. A lot of times you got to hurt. You got to hurt to heal. And it's just that's just the sum of it. You got to hurt you, because that showed you what was for you and wasn't for you. Those are for your better protection. And when you get solid about that, like, nah, look, this can't continue. This people do when they know what pushes your buttons, they will continue to do that, especially if they know how to get a reaction out of you. Sometimes I'm like, well, maybe if you ignore it enough. I'm like, You can only wish, but those are the ones you're getting taught to be able to value yourself, value your presence of peace. Don't allow somebody to keep doing you that way. It's like, yep, show up. You have to. And I had to make decisions like that I thought would break my heart. But a lot of times you got to do that. Some people you got to love from a distance. You have to be able to do that. You can miss somebody, but you also got to remember why they stepped away from your life in the beginning at times. Because I used to dishonor myself a lot when I missed people, knowing good and well when they were in my life. They were plotting, they were manipulating, going back and telling my business, all that different stuff. Now I'm like, shoot, this is the most communication I get with anyone. It's the most communication I'm with. And then, it can hurt like hell, especially when you have children and stuff like that. My situation just done tore all my family apart, and I have to be okay because God got a plan for everything. And even when, I have to be okay about that. There's a reason for everything the way it flows against you like that, but this is what's strengthening you too. Because when you strengthen, a lot of times stuff broke you in all type of way. It's going to be that same strength that's going to keep you moving. You know what I'm saying? So when something else come around that may have been, it can be highly petty, that you used to allow everything to get to you, but now it's at that point, like, I need to stop allowing things to get to me, because certain people, they would do that, and it's just like, since you woke, I started seeing the little habits that, my family kept. And now I'm just like, I don't mock them or anything like that, because it really showed me what was going on. And I can say, you know what, thank you for that. Even when you thought that was going to tear me down, and built me back up in a different way, I'm still appreciating that. You want to tell them thank you, because you're at that point where now you are allowing yourself to be selective. You can love everybody, but you be selective about what you choose to entertain. When you are like, I ain't about to do that. I ain't about to do that. When you start saying no, that power of no, next opportunity, I'm gone. Those are the things you are placed in these situations for you to snatch your power back. Because there's a lot of times we don't put our power into, because if it's for you, it's going to, nurture that. It's going to comfort that. It's not going to tell you I love movies, live free and die hard. Vibration, like, damn, you went through that and you lived through it. Like, seriously, because we got those situations where you just can't believe it happened, and those are the reason why they pick the people that got the most damaging backgrounds to be able to show that person being stronger than ever before. Because there's so many people that, they rather stay victim, because that's what gets them attention. That's where people start, oh, I love you so much, but no, I've had friends like that. I'm like, hey, you're just going through a spiritual awakening, but they still wanted to play that victim mentality. I said, you know what? It's just some people, they just go over their head. But if that's where they want to be at, and a lot of times they see it, but they just don't want to, they would rather stay victim, because that's what gets people to show that love to them or project whatever they want, truth, when it's just, it's just that way, but it's just up to you. You want to get into that being comfortable of illusion that you want to convince yourself of your love, but being able to allow yourself to know this ain't even on my frequency, or that's not how I see things. Everything is a lesson and a blessing, and these are the things you had to be able to go through for you to get that deeper value of everything that you faced. You know what I'm saying? And you can appreciate it. It took me a long time to be able to say, I can say it, but then it was just like that pain was still, I was still digesting it, because it's just like, well, I tell people my pain is everywhere. Like, I can't shut it down at all. Things that I truly love is everywhere. And, and I had to be able to allow myself to know, just see the love that is taking place within that hot mess that you've been placed in. When you can see something beautiful come out of something tragic, it's a beautiful tragedy. I think there was a song called Beautiful Tragedy. I don't know. It sounded like something Rihanna came up with, but, you can make beautiful things out of harsh situations. It's the beauty of what you choose to make it. They say your life is what you make it. And that's true. It really is true. How you choose to go to manifest. Are you going to allow yourself to stay victimizing and, placing that on everybody's life, especially everybody's life that had nothing to do with it. Or you can allow yourself to say, you know what, this happened to me, but this doesn't define me. I'm allowing myself to heal, you know. And that is just up to you about those choices you choose to make. So, but y'all, it's like all these, I don't know what happened. Either the disconnection got bad, but it's been 2 hours. I really appreciate y'all coming out here. We had a deep conversation, and I'm glad that y'all stepped through. Thanks, sis, for coming back through, Miranda. Yeah, and I got your friend request too. I hope you got mine back. I guess we follow each other, facing each other, whatever. But yeah, but thanks for the chat. It'll be until next time. I want to say I'm gonna have another one tomorrow. Just you'll know. Thank you. It's like, but yeah, y'all have a blessed night. Thanks for the chat. Really had a good talk. So and I'll talk to y'all next time. So I hope y'all have a blessed night. I put out like 2 or 3 videos. I guess I did. I can't remember because I've been doing a little bit of both right now. So, it's up there. I don't uploaded it. And then I know I got my podcast too. I did as well. So, but thank y'all for connecting with me on the chat. It's really appreciated. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I did. I was like, chat was so good. It needed that to hear that today. Yay, ain't no problem. I love when I can be able to, it's just everything. We're learning and growing within our vibration of the collective. So it's good. It's like, Jelly, hey, I'm getting ready to leave. I'm closing out. I'm sorry. I've been out here for 2 hours. It's like, wait, before you end, what you need, Jelly? What's up? Like MMX Jelly. What is it? What you need to tell me, or what you need to ask? Because I was about to close. Is that depends on what it is. Is it something positive? It's not something that's going to just take me out of sequence, is it? It depends on what it is. I can maybe be able to answer you. Go ahead. Just waiting because I'm getting ready to close up. I got, other things I got to get finished. What the hell was that? Oh, what? Okay, you want to ask? I'll try my best to answer. Energy, but I feel like Jesus won't accept me. God will accept anything about you if you allow yourself to move forward. A lot of times when you think that way, it's not, there's a part of yourself that you're not accepting. God accepts anything. God forgives, but it's just the parts of ourselves. We feel like God goes against us, but it's parts of ourselves that we're not accepting. So if it feels that way, it's a part of you that you're not accepting yourself, because we're all going, we're all his children. So it's not something that he'll discard. So if it feels like he's rejecting you, it's mirroring to you a part of yourself that you won't allow yourself to accept. It's not God, it's just you, yeah, but he doesn't ever, people feel like, people will tell people, if you're not living by God's life on how he wants us to be raised, like, against same-sex marriages and stuff like that, God loves everybody. When you're allowing yourself, you can, no matter what your whatever vibe you choose to go to, he still loves you. He still accepts you. Even when you go against him, he still loves you. So if you feel like there's a part of your life that he's not accepting, that's not him. That's a part of yourself that you're not wanting to accept, and they want you to be able to go within. I hope that was able to answer you. But yeah, it's not him, discarding you or anything. It's just a part of yourself that you're not allowing yourself to be true with. And that it happens. I've been in situations like that. I felt like God didn't love me or didn't accept me, but it was a part of myself I wasn't willing to accept within myself. So it's not him, it's, something that we're doing. So I hope that helped you. I apologize. I've been on here for like almost close to like 2.5 hours, and sis is sleepy. So, but hopefully next time y'all be able to come out, and, I try to make sure I put it on my post. I'm going to have it talk, chat, unless it's like, change of events, something happen. But I'm not going to say yay or nay if I'm going to have one tomorrow. But, y'all know I always keep it posted, or y'all see me up when y'all come through. But I hope you have a blessed night. Like and subscribe. Drop a line. Like I said, I'll put out, I got to put out my other stuff. I just put out some podcasts I ain't got a chance to share. And then I got my other videos that I put out too as well. So, I hope y'all have a blessed night. And, you'll see me on another time. Much love to you. Peace.